Welcome to the JBS News Update. I'm Ron Jacobsohn, sitting in for Tisha Bader. President Obama's special aide Jonathan Greenblatt has been named the new National Director of the Anti-Defamation League. Greenblatt currently serves as Director of the Office of Social Innovation and Civic Participation in the Domestic Policy Council, where his portfolio includes national service, civic engagement, impact investing, and social enterprise. He will succeed Abe Foxman, who is stepping down effective next July. Foxman has been the ADL's national director since 1987. Following the assassination attempt of Yehuda Glick in Jerusalem earlier this week, a whole new wave of terror attacks have erupted in various places around the country, already being dubbed by the Israeli media as the Jerusalem Intifada. In a live telecast on JBS last night, Malcolm Hoenlein, the executive vice chairman of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, told Mark Golob that he feels that as long as Mahmoud Abbas is in power, there will be no viable partner for dissolving of the conflict with the Palestinians.
I do not believe Abbas now is a partner for peace. I do not believe, and this has nothing to do with the incitement and ideology, I do not believe he constitutionally can make the concessions necessary. That's why he doesn't want to negotiate. That's why he wants an imposed peace. This has been his position all along. I think people have to take it much more seriously because it goes to a fundamental commitment whether you can have a partner for peace who says you have no past here, you have no future here.
The Palestinian Center for Public Opinion, which operates from just outside of Bethlehem, has published their latest survey conducted since the latest wave of violence in the region. And these are some of the highlights of their findings. 50% of the Palestinian public anticipate a violent confrontation with Israel as a result of the escalating security deterioration in eastern Jerusalem. Over 54% of the Palestinian public still support the two-state solution, and only 42% support returning to the table of the peace negotiations between the Palestinians and the Israelis. Almost 90% believe that the resolution of the Swedish government recognizing the state of Palestine is a significant step. 35.8% of the Palestinian public would vote for Mahmoud Abbas if he were to run in the next presidential elections for the Fatah movement, while 28.3% would vote for Ismail Haniyeh, and finally, over 70% still miss the late President Yasser Arafat. Ed Miliband, the leader of the British Labour Party, has called for a zero-tolerance approach against anti-Semitism in the UK. Miliband, who is the son of Holocaust survivors, was referring to recent anti-Semitic rants targeted against Jewish British lawmakers Louise Eilman and Luciana Berger on Twitter. Miliband praised Britain's tradition of tolerance, but warned the recent spate of incidents should serve as a wake-up call for anyone who thought the plague of anti-Semitism had been defeated. A lawsuit by several Jewish families in upstate New York claiming their children were victims of anti-Semitic harassment can proceed. Judge Kenneth Karras of the U.S. District Court in White Plains, New York, denied motion by the Payne-Bush Central School District to dismiss the 2012 lawsuit, which charged school administrators with not doing enough in response to the harassment. The lawsuit claims Jewish students in the district, which is located 90 miles north of New York City, were victims of anti-Semitic slurs and nicknames, exposed to jokes about the Holocaust, being forced to retrieve coins from dumpsters, and experience physical violence. When the lawsuit was originally filed, Governor Andrew Cuomo ordered an investigation into the allegations of anti-Semitic harassment. Israeli airline El Al has entered in a code-sharing agreement with American carrier JetBlue, which will supply connection flights to the Israeli airline out of JFK to the 36 U.S. destinations the airline flies to. The code-sharing agreement will take effect as of next week. At a private event at the residence of Ambassador Ida Aharoni, filmmaker Yael Perlov, daughter of the late legendary Israeli director David Perlov, has unveiled she is working on a documentary on the last years of the life of Israel's first Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion. The movie will be based on never-before-seen interviews with Ben-Gurion her father conducted with him in 1968. The interviews spanned over 6 hours, in which the late Israeli leader talks amongst others how he foresees Europe uniting, China becoming a superpower, and the fate of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. JBS has covered the event and will air it soon. The documentary is scheduled to be released sometime towards the end of 2015. And coming up later on JBS and jbstv.org at 8 p.m. Eastern, Abigail Pogern interviews Rabbi David Wolbe about his new book, David the Divided Heart. And at 9 p.m. Eastern on L'Chaim, Mark Golub talks to Egyptian-born novelist Juliana Mayo on her book, Under the Sun. And this wraps this edition of JBS News Update. I'm Ron Jacobsohn, sitting in for Tisha Bader. Thank you for watching.